Well, you're trying to wake up because you subjected yourself to one of the worst endings to a Wizards game that people can remember in recent memory last night.
I thought it was the worst I've ever seen, and somebody did point out the Michael Ruffin throwing the ball in the air and Buckhand screaming.
Right.
It's not possible.
Right.
That game.
When they prematurely threw the ball in the air, then they caught it and...
Just like you prematurely tweeted that Beal hit the game winner last night.
Well, that wasn't a premature tweet. It was an accurate tweet. There's 0.5 seconds left.
Well,
I mean, the game is over. There's literally no reason to lose that game.
Trust me, I've learned on Twitter, I don't tweet until there are triple zeros up on the board. I never, ever, until the game's officially done.
Other than the Ruffin incident where throwing the ball in, it's the worst thing I've ever seen.
Right.
The way the Wizards managed the last 7.7 seconds and overtime wasn't as bad, although there was one major gaffe that was the difference. I've just never seen anything like it. They have an 18-point lead with about 8 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
There was 7.7 seconds left. We missed. They get a rebound. Bulls call timeout. We're up 96-93. Bertans is in there. All he has to do, I think it was Zach LaVine, I can't remember who it was, is just foul him before he shoots.
Right.
We've got a 3-point lead. Just foul him before he shoots. He kind of stumbles and falls down. LaVine pulls up, and he still falls into him. And, of course, you foul him on a three-pointer.
Yeah.
You give him 3 points to tie it up because he goes to the free throw line, ties it up.
Yeah.
Then, of course, now you're distraught. You call timeout, but thank God you got Bradley Beal.
Mm-hmm.
So they set up, they inbound the ball from half court after the timeout. Easy. So easy. Pull-up jumper from the free throw line where he steps in, step back. 0.5 seconds left. I mean, this game is over.
So
you can't even catch and shoot.
Right.
In 0.5. It's not even possible. The only thing they could do is run. Everyone knew it. My son, I literally was watching the game with my entire family. And my son goes, what do you think they're going to run? I said, the only thing they can do is a tip play at the rim.
A grasper.
That's the
grasper.
only thing they can do. You can't catch and shoot in 0.5. And for some reason, Isaac Bonga fouls. I think it was Zach LaVine again before the ball's even touched on the inbounds. I mean, it's just unbelievable what they're doing. And so they gave him another 2 free points to tie the game and send it into overtime.
Inconceivable.
It was just, I've just never seen a team just throw away a lead like that.
I punted because the Wiz were boat racing them. I said,
They
you know
were up
what?
18.
They're smashing this. The game's over. I'm going to bed. And then I woke up this morning and I see that the Wiz lose in overtime. And I was flummoxed. I was completely shocked.
And then just to put the cherry on it, so they're playing overtime, and you think, okay, they can at least gather themselves. Because I watched the bulk of that game. The Bulls had a great comeback, but I mean, the Wizards were playing well. They could easily win this game in overtime.
Right.
No, they could salvage it. And they're going back and forth trading. Nothing's really extraordinary happening. They're certainly right there. And then I can't remember exactly what the score was, but that big dog who just signed his two-way contract the day before, the 7-footer that you never heard of before.
Never heard of it.
He played like 25 minutes. He had like 9 and 8. Was actually having a decent NBA debut.
Right.
He steps in into the lane on the free throw that they had missed, and they call a lane violation.
Which they never call in the NBA.
They never call
Ever.
it. But he stumbles and bubbles. You can see him. He's like waving his arms, stumbles in the lane, and they give him another free throw, and that was the difference in the game.
The refs are probably like, look, we don't want to call this, but we have to call
We
it.
have to call
so
this.
Blatant and terrible.
And then they end up losing by a point.
Why was the donk in there that was just signed at the end of a game in overtime?
He was playing the whole game. He played like 20-some
There's
minutes.
no one else.
Dude, they have so many injuries. They got a guy from Lips come out there balling.
Yeah, I saw the end of regulation. First of all, they're up by 10 with 3 minutes left. That's almost impossible.
Oh yeah, it's unbelievable. My 10-year-old daughter is screaming at the television.
Bertans, I've never seen worse defensive positioning.
It's the worst I've ever seen.
What is he doing? He's chasing the guy.
I've never seen it. I tweeted, that's the worst defense I've ever seen.
Now I know why Kutcher on the broadcast is calling him AP. His name is Anzej Pashniks.
Yeah, just go with AP.
Just go with AP.
Just go with
and
the
not the
dog
one that totes the rock for the Redskins. Not that one.
No, he literally signed up. He signed the day before, and then he shows up in his locker because it's near Christmas, and he gets a Gucci bag and the AirPod Pros.
Really?
Oh yeah.
He got hooked?
Ted hooked the guys.
Wow, that's a nice gift bag.
But
Do you want to hook some DJs?
I mean, I know. Everyone knows it's been this way for a decade plus. The Wizards are terrible on defense.
Yeah.
That's the worst defense I've ever seen. Just what they did down the stretch is just so bad.
What did the graph say that's on like ESPN.com? A win probability for the Wizards it had to be like 99.8.
I would say it's 99.8 even with 0.5 left.
Right.
You have an inbounds play with 0.5 left.
Shocking.
All you got to do is don't foul the guy before he touches the ball.
Right.
All he has to do is touch the ball and the buzzer's going to horn. Plus, you're at home. You're going to get home cooking.
Wow. Scott Brooks must have gone home and poured himself a double.
Oh, I would have.
Like he just couldn't believe the way that game unfolded at the end.
I felt so bad for him. I mean, can you blame Scott Brooks? Look, Bertans has been unbelievable. What a godsend he's been. But he's the worst defender in maybe the history of the world.
Well, he's getting paid for stroking the three ball, not for his defense.
And this is, look, I know I'm late to the party on this, and I'm sure everyone knows. I didn't realize what was going on with his or his ring finger on his right hand. Did you know this?
I have no idea. What's his deal?
He's got half a finger. Did you know this? Does our DC audience know this? He's got half a ring finger.
What
He's
happened?
the best shooter I've seen in years.
Google. Just born that way?
No, he had some sort of incident. I don't know if he's mowing a lawn or something.
He had like a shop class incident?
He had some incident where he cut half his finger off.
Oh, that is so
when he was
hurting.
13.
Oh.
Look at Davis Bertans' ring finger on his right hand. Nubs.
When he was 13, Bertans was helping his father cut wood in his hometown in Latvia.
Yeah, see? See what being handy and cutting wood does for you? Gets half your digit chopped off.
Do the DC hoop heads know this? Do Wizards fans know this?
Oh, he pushed the wood into an electric saw.
Oh, so painful.
Yeah, zoom, boom. And he still turned out to be one of the NBA's great shooters. I don't even know how that's possible.
Going to help you cut wood, Dad. Let's get Saw up and running. I shouldn't joke about that. That's a real serious injury.
But, so my kid is home from school.
I'm going to have wet jumper, wet with blood from spurting finger.
And I get a kick out of how into the NBA is, and he doesn't really watch the games. All he watches are highlights on Instagram.
Sure.
He follows like every sort of NBA account. Right, this is Bertans' finger.
My NBA career up in smoke.
And then he plays NBA 2K. But he knows all the guys. He knows everybody. He knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
He knows all their stats. I guess, I don't know how this stupid video game is.
Good thing I play lockdown defense with half a finger.
And I go to my kid who's sitting next to me. I go, Stevie, you know about Bertans? He goes, oh, yeah. He goes, he's got half a ring finger. I go, what? What are you talking about? And then I Googled
So that was
it.
the first nugget that he threw at you?
He's the one that told me.
Okay.
He's the one that told me.
You were just like, hey, Bertans is silly. He
yeah,
strokes
you know about
outside.
this Bertans kid? This guy's unbelievable. And he goes, yeah, Dad, he's got half a ring
By
finger.
the way, I want to call him Davis, even though I know his name is Davis.
Davis.
I just want to call him Davis because I'm a stupid
Whatever.
American.
Just call him Bertans.
Right.
Google Bertans' finger.
Davis hurt hands.
That's got to be one of the great. And then he pointed out to me, he says, like, yeah, he shoots with his. So most people like sort of your last. It's kind of like your middle finger, like when you release. He's got to do it with these two fingers.
I struggle with English, speaking, and on ball because I have half finger.
Unbelievable. See if they're gonna. Are they showing his nub? It's on his shooting hand too.
Yeah.
Hey, good for him. He's obviously found a way to flourish without half of his finger.
Maybe it's an advantage.
Maybe it is.
Maybe all kids out there should cut off half their ring fingers.
So is it on his right hand?
His right hand is shooting hand.
Right hand, okay.
His right. If Doug wants to Google image, I don't know if he's already shown it. Yeah, look. Look at that.